now that we understand the scope and the potential of solving the strategy execution problem, we're going to start to look to see why it exists in the first place and why it still hasn't been solved. If you look around, many of the experts and the professors and academics who consider themselves experts in the field of strategy execution, many of them are outsiders who haven't really worked in an organization for a very long time, if at all. And yet these are the people who go to executives and tell them what they need to do to run an organization, although many of them have never run an organization. It doesn't make sense to me either. What we have is a message that isn't crafted the right way, going to the wrong people, to the executives. No one else in the organization gets training or special coaching from strategy execution consultants aside from the top people in the C-suite. That's part one of the problem. Part two is that we have too many outsiders who come into an organization and don't really understand how it works, why it's unique, what the special sauce is, and why the organization makes money and keeps the competitors awake at night worrying about them taking over. So what we need is more people inside the organization who really have a feel for what makes it work, for the people, for the processes, for everything. We need to tap into those people who have that intimate knowledge that money cannot buy, and to empower them. That is what strategy execution needs. And really, up to this point, there's not a single book that has covered that message. They've all been directed to the executives, and the executives, I promise, are not sharing those messages to you. So that's what I'm here to do. Strategy execution is key because you need to understand what the organization needs to do. It needs to be visible, not in a PowerPoint or a binder somewhere that no one has ever seen. And then people need to have discussions around each level, what people need to do, who does what, and by when. And the people in the organization need to feel empowered and to care. If you get those pieces right, that will eventually solve the strategy execution problem and close that gap. But up to this point, we've been directing the wrong message at the wrong people and favoring outsiders versus insiders.